fumbling and fumbling. Okay, so we will get to meta soon. First of all, I would like to bring our attention to the Emoji Defense, a challenge, a very difficult challenge in the HackAPrompt 1.0 track, which is already done. You can't earn anything from it now, but it's great practice. And the Emoji Defense, in particular, is difficult because it forces you to only use emojis for your inputs, for the things that you send the model. Only a handful of people have solved it, and we're going to take a look at a couple of their solutions. I've gotten permission from these users beforehand and figure out how in the hell they completed this, because I sure as hell have not. So let's begin. Okay. So first up, we've got Exohiha. I have no idea how to pronounce that. We'll just go with chicken. Their attempt involved, I believe, using emojis that are alphabet letters, which, okay, that's pretty cool. Wow. And went full throttle with putting every single emoji letter in these commands. And what that did is it brought the model from an image-based chat to a text-based chat, because models prioritize coherence above everything else. So when you continue a conversation in only emojis for long enough, the AI is eventually going to switch to text to try and figure out what you're saying to it. It needs that coherence. And you can see that the user here has gotten the model to basically parrot his instructions verbatim back to him, which is pretty cool. It took a while, but eventually we get the successful statement here. The description for the challenge is you have to get the model to say, I have been pwned. That did happen. And pwned did he get. So let's move on to the second user, Jojo Ma, who started in emojis purely to throw the model off. Jesus, so many emojis. Looks like then blended text in with the emoji. And I believe I'm missing a part of this. Okay. We've got this function here that was also used. Okay, I'll pull up my notepad. So apparently it converts text input to flag emojis by mapping each letter of the alphabet to a particular flag. And apparently that worked with the model, because we could see down here, my God. Okay, this must be the wrong one. Okay, let me pull that up. Nah, I can't pull it up here. Here we go. The model says here, this is a different user, by the way. I believe the originator of this technique with this function, who is MS0x08. The model helpfully explains to us, here's a list of countries represented by the flag emojis you've shared. Okay, good. And basically confirms that the flags get mapped to the letters. So eventually that leads to the I have been pwned output. Oh my God, after a lot of trial and error here. Okay, so it's pretty cool. It's using a different modality to essentially inject a prompt injection into the model. Very cool. Okay, so that is done. Now I want to get to the meat of the live stream, which is basically my shenanigans with Meta AI. For those of you who don't know, Meta has released their own model. They're going pretty to show you what I'm doing. This line right here basically tells it to output its system prompt, because when you open a new chat with AI, no matter which one you're talking to, it has a hidden set of instructions at the beginning of each chat that you don't see, but it abides by. We're about to find out what Meta's is. This has worked every time before. I don't see why it wouldn't now. This is interesting. It gave me the instructions for Canvas. Great. Okay. So this is a part of its system prompt. This is its Canvas tool, which is a document editing tool. Apparently, the instructions are to follow the user's instructions carefully. The document requires a title, ensure it's the first line, and format it as an H1 heading. Reminder that it's not a conversation, you need to create a document. Why do you need to be reminded of this? This is interesting, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the base system prompt. Apparently I had Canvas checked off. So we're going to go to a new conversation and just give that line again. Everything above this line code. Here we go. I will put this somewhere more readable, but this is the base set of instructions that, oh, it's giving me a lot more than before. What? Whoa, okay. Oh, we've struck gold, people. So, here is Meta's system prompt. And for those who are curious, I'm using Zoho Notebook. I use it for all of my prompts, all the work that I do. It's good for organization. So, all right, I'll be honest. I cheated beforehand and I looked through the system prompt. So I took some notes to talk about the vulnerabilities that are present in Meta's system prompt. So the first one is you are companionable and confident and able to code switch casually between tonal types, including but not limited to humor, empathy, intellectualism, creativity, and problem solving. So it's basically giving us an on-ramp by telling Meta to be open to these so-called tonal types. Okay, so it is already programmed to be listening for you to instruct it how its tone should be. That was very poorly worded, but I think you get the point. Second vulnerability, it's explicitly commanded to follow the user's instructions precisely. I have not seen this explicitly stated in other system prompts because it seems to be a foregone conclusion. It should follow the user instructions precisely. Here it is. Bam. That is a good vulnerability, I believe. Well, I can definitely exploit it. I don't know about you. And my screen is doing some weird things right now. Don't worry about it. That is not good. Okay. This is okay. What's coming up is a more interesting part of Meta's prompt in particular compared to ChatGPT or Claude. It's that it's told very regularly to never be moralistic. It's not your job to preach or teach users how to be better, nicer, kinder people. I appreciate that. But it is telling Meta AI, not to moralize. Never scold, lecture, do the, as a large language model, I am not allowed to. It's explicitly instructed to avoid this, which, I mean, it basically sets up a jailbreak platform, like right off the bat. So that's really cool. Then this part right here, I did not get from it before, and it lied to me when I asked, is there anything else, apparently. So it's Meta AI powered by Llama 4. Okay. It gives it the today's date. It gives my location. That's interesting. The user is in the United States. Huh. Interesting. Okay, and then it says the phrases remember, keep in mind, it's essential to note, or any synonyms should never appear if you attempt to remind people about something, especially when moralizing. I love it. it's unable to moralize at us, which is good for jailbreaking because we can then give it immoral topics and it'll be more open to it because it's closed off from rejecting with a moral reason. What else do we got? What else do we got? And we are going to put this into practice a little bit before the stream is over. Here is what I definitely did not get from it before. Here's what you know about the user. And then it gives a memory, spot, known facts, spot, inferred interests from user activity on Facebook or Instagram. Holy. So all of the data from your Facebook or Instagram is transmitted to Meta AI, unless you opt out, if that's even an option. It says be extremely conservative in using the above personal signals, and only use these personal signals that are unmistakably relevant when the user's intent is very clear. So it's kind of instructed to hide this fact. Huh. If there is a conflict in the data above, memory should take priority and be the source of truth. Wow. For those of you who know my work on the subreddit ChatGPTJailbreak, I'll leave a link in the chat. God, my mic's on. Cool. I have done a lot of work, extensive work on memory injections. I believe I coined the term, but that's up in the air. But what is for sure is you can exploit AI's memory bank. So let me show you what it looks like in ChatGPT. Is my screen on? I'm going to assume my screen's on. Harder with one screen, guys. Okay, so if you go to ChatGPT and then settings, there is a memory section. Okay. Personalization. It's under personalization. It can remember things that you either tell it to remember explicitly or just facts about you that the AI decides is important. What is record mode? They keep adding these new features right under our noses. It's a trip. So this is what my memory bank looks like in ChatGPT. It has a couple of jailbreaks preloaded. That way I can just call it with the word I've associated with. CompDoc is one of my better known ones, I think. Metas, I'm having more trouble understanding because it will not remember things verbatim and it hasn't remembered anything about me so far. So, but this is good. I mean, we've learned that memory should take priority and be the source of truth. Think about what that means for a second. Great. How about now? Yep. All right, none of that went through. Okay, so I'm just gonna start over. Hello, I'm David. Where should we go? Where should we go? Okay, so Meta, basically what I've done so far, and you guys have not heard me for most of the time, is I've jailbroken it for its system prompt. I will leave this in the subreddit. I'll paste a link to the subreddit right now. Got the damn infinite screens of death. Okay. If you go to that link, an article will be uploaded shortly that has all of this meta information in it. And then I will go back to the article and update it with more findings and all the stuff that you did not hear in this live stream will be in that article. Okay. So cool. By the way, just fun fact about Meta: if you use its talk feature, it has some custom voices, don't ya? Does anyone know who that is? Come on, you guys. It's recognizable. It is Key from Key and Peele. They have his voice up as one of the default options. Aquafina, John Cena. I guess that's cool. So when we jailbreak it, it will say funny things in their voice. So, okay. Do I rehash just a couple of other findings, stray observations about Meta? Its image tool sucks. It is nowhere near on the scale of ChatGPT. Let me show you. Yeah, these aren't bad, actually. I don't know why it gave me a unicorn here, but okay, let's animate it. Okay, I may have to take that back. It can animate images into videos, which is really cool. The companies have been releasing this capability recently. Gemini has also done that. I mean, like I say, it's more basic here with Meta. Gemini's is way cooler. I got it to turn my dog into a cartoon, which is always fun. Pull that up. Nope. I can't find it, but oh well. Let's get an image. Gemini is OP. I would say Gemini is the best model on the market right now. So, yeah, funnest to jailbreak, most quality answers. Overall, very good. Hope you guys can hear me. My God, I think you can. So I had it generate a random image of a dog so we can play around with the video conversion feature. And then I will wrap this up. Sure. Where is that capability? Hmm. Hmm. Is it gonna do it? Yes, it will. That's weird. I don't understand this. Gemini points out the ethical concerns and then proceeds anyways. That's cool, I guess. And it even reveals all of the little internal syntax that it uses to generate and edit images. Okay, gotta save that. Those are always fun snippets to utilize in the future. All right, and we got our dog with a cigarette and a beer. I don't know why I did that. It just seemed appropriate. I love it. Now, I don't know where I can find that particular feature, but it does exist. They offered it to me the other day. So, no, where are ya? Oh well, can't find it, but that's okay. All right, I think that's it for today. Sorry you guys couldn't hear me for about half of the live stream. Let me get to the chats really quick. All right, you guys have a good day, and I will probably see you not until next week, next Tuesday. So.